channel, it's your girl Lyssy, and today guys, it is almost Halloween. And of course, when we think about Halloween, we think about obviously haunted houses, we think about dressing up, we think about fun Halloween parties, and we think about candy. I don't know about you guys, but candy is one of my favorite things in the world, but also one of my least favorite things in the world because it's bad for me and because there's been some absolutely horrifying things found in Halloween candy, and that's why you should always check your candy, alright? Please check your candy, guys. It has become almost dangerous these days not to check your Halloween candy, and sadly, a lot less people, especially kids, have been trick-or-treating in the previous years. Not only since, you know, the lockdown and such, but since people have been finding some crazy things in their kids' candies. Also, if you guys are dressing up for Halloween this year, stay safe. If you guys are going out, stay safe, but let me know in the comments, what are you guys dressing up as? I don't know what to dress up as for Halloween yet. Let me know what I should be. Today I'm wearing a wig and a beret, and I'm wearing a Pochaco shirt, so I'm kind of in a Halloween mood. I don't really know what I'm dressed up as today. Maybe a Sanrio, I don't know, a Sanrio character. But anyways, guys, we're gonna be talking about the scariest things found inside of Halloween candy and some of the most horrid stories to this day about things that have been found in candy and things that have happened during Halloween night to kids who have gotten their Halloween candy. Also, if you guys are new here, be sure to hit the subscribe button to join the family. Smash a like if you guys are excited for today's video. Okay, guys, so the first horrid Halloween story revolves around a lady named Helen. So Helen on Halloween night was passing out candies to kids. They came into her neighborhood and she was giving them really good candy, especially the little kids. She loved the little kids, so she would give them like full-size candy bars, except for one thing about Helen was that she hated older kids, like teenagers. Specifically, anyone over the age of 14, if they came to Helen's house, she had a terrible surprise that she claimed to have made for them as a gift that was not a gift. It was horrid. She actually wrapped up a little practical joke and took a dog biscuit, some steel wool, and ant buttons. If you guys don't know what ant buttons are, they're basically ant poison. And she wrapped it up into a candy in which she ended up handing out to anyone who was too old to be trick-or-treating at her house as a surprise, she claimed. She made these look like a candy bar and handed them out to a total of 12 different teenagers. 5 of the candies were discovered that evening. And even creepier than that, she would draw a little skull with bones on the candy wrapper, indicating that something was like toxic inside of the candy and something was wrong with the candies that she passed out to the teenagers. And the teenagers were already scared of her because when they went to her front door to get the candies, she would go, "Aren't you too old to be trick-or-treating at my house?" And the kids would be like, "No." And she'd be like, "Oh, really?" And then she would suspiciously hand them the candy with the drawn skull on them. So immediately the kids went home and told their parents, "Why does this one have a skull drawn on them?" The parents obviously were upset, so they opened up the candy, and to the surprise,
the parents were not happy.
They were like, "Something's off with this. This looks like poison." So of course the parents gathered together and they all asked other neighbors if like their teenagers had gotten weird candy, and they reported this lady to the police. Of course she told the police, "It was just a little prank. I was just messing around. They're too old to be trick-or-treating." And the police did not take the prank very well because she was literally trying to poison children. She swore to the police that she had meant it as a joke and there was nothing malicious about it. The judge had admitted her to a hospital for a psychological examination after she did this, and he also stated how he didn't understand how anyone with any reason could poison children as a joke, because that is absolutely horrifying and messed up. So yeah, always check your candy, okay? That is so creepy. Okay, so if that was not creepy enough, the next story revolves around a little boy who had gone trick-or-treating on Halloween night, came home and was extremely excited to eat his candy. I'm sure we've all been there. I've been so excited to eat my candy after a long night of trick-or-treating. I would just come home. I'd always try to check them, but I would just indulge them. So looking back, it wasn't the best idea, but this kid was in the same position. In 2014, a young boy from Spokane, Washington, found a rusty nail inside of one of his Halloween candies. He bit down on the nail, and yes, it actually poked a hole through his cheek and hurt him a lot. Fortunately, he was not seriously injured, and he didn't get any other injury with the consumption of the nail in his candy. However, I would be personally terrified of biting into one of my chocolate candies and finding a nail inside of it. This nail was actually dug down deep inside of the candy that he ate into, and his parents looked it over and didn't think anything was wrong with it, so of course the little boy ate into the candy. After his mom found out that there was a nail in that candy, she went through all the rest of his candy, and to her surprise, she found more things hidden in his candy. There was razor blades and more nails, and they were terrified because they never even tracked the house that gave these candies away to the kids. So hopefully that person was stopped, because that is so scary. So the next story revolves around heart-shaped gummies that looked so cute and delicious, but they weren't. A man named William was a dentist from California, and he was handing out candy on Halloween night of 1959. He handed out over 400 pieces of heart-shaped candy that looked and appeared as typical heart-shaped gummies. However, sadly, they were not. He had actually somehow managed to inject the candy with laxatives, and apparently we all know how that's going to end. You cannot inject a candy with laxatives and hope it's gonna end well, especially handing out hundreds of these to the children. What was he thinking? Apparently, out of the 400 kids, many of them fell very, very ill. At least 30 plus ended up in the hospital after consuming these heart-shaped gummies with the laxatives inside of them. Luckily, none of them became deathly ill, and they all came out of the hospital fine, but the parents whose kids got very ill from this were pissed off, so they got to the bottom of it and they actually tracked down the heart-shaped gummies to this guy's house, and they got this guy arrested. This guy actually tried to run from the police, and luckily the police caught him and put him in bars. And till this day, nobody really knows what drove this guy to put the laxatives in these kids' candies, especially for the fact that he's a dentist. Maybe he was like, man, the kids wanted to eat candy. I mean, that doesn't justify doing a horrible thing to children who just wanted Halloween candy. That is so messed up, and even scarier the fact that you couldn't tell that these candies had anything inside of them. So the next one actually revolves around a pack of miniature M&Ms. So in 2013, a 12-year-old boy opened a pack of mini M&Ms to discover a razor just blatantly inside of this pack of M&Ms. Of course, the mother was horrified after her poor child had opened up this pack of mini M&Ms to see that a razor blade had fallen out of it. So she went through and checked the rest of her son's candy. To their surprise, in a big Twix bar, there was a full, huge razor blade somehow slid into the Twix bar where you wouldn't even have known if you would bit into this. So thank goodness the little boy did not end up eating the razors, but after the mother found that, they went to the neighbors' houses and warned the kids immediately, check your candy, and to their surprise, the other neighborhood kids also had found razor blades in their candy. They luckily tracked down the guy who did this, and this guy was arrested. Thank goodness they all checked the candy that Halloween night, like immediately, and nobody got hurt, but that's so scary to me that those things could be just easily hidden inside of Halloween candy. And last but not least, this might be the most horrific story in this entire video to this point. This one is referred to as the Candyman. On October 31st of 1974, Ronald O'Brien tragically gave his 5 children pixie sticks with poison hidden on the inside of these pixie sticks. Ronald's 8-year-old son, Timothy, was the only one to consume the poisoned Halloween candy. The other children did not end up consuming this. Timothy died soon after, and no one saw Ronald put the poison inside of these pixie stick candies. But when the investigators discovered that he had recently taken out life insurance policies on the kids, they made a critical connection between what he was doing. The court found him guilty of murder, and Ronald received the death penalty and was executed in 1984. To this day, people find that to be horrific, and most parents won't even let their kids have pixie sticks now because a lot of people who know this story know how awful it was. But obviously this guy had a deeper plot to the story. The fact that he would do that to his own children is absolutely disgusting. Well, what did we learn today? Always check your candy. Halloween is coming up, but you guys better stay safe, okay? It's always fun to dress up, and it's almost a better idea to buy your own candy, or, you know, only get candy from people that you really trust, like family and friends. But even still, check your candy, okay? Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for today's spooky story video. Hopefully you guys have a safe Halloween. It's been Lyssy. Be sure to check out my other videos, subscribe, and smash a like, and comment down below what you guys would like to see in a future video. And until next time, I'll see all of you lovely people in the next video. Bye, guys!